Welcome to the Maple City Minute. I'm Samantha Wilhelm, and this episode is brought to you by Roto-Rooter North Coast. You can find them on their Facebook page, Roto-Rooter North Coast. Today, we're here at the reservoir, and joining me is Joe Lindenberger, the superintendent of the Norwalk Parks and Rec department. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Sam.
Welcome. Thanks for meeting us out here today.
Thanks.
We just wanted to talk about the parks that we have in the city of Norwalk. How many do we have in the entire city?
We have 15 parks.
What type of parks?
Well, there are several pocket parks in town and also a couple downtown parks like Pole and Sewer Park, as well as some major parks like Baines Park and, of course, here, Veterans Memorial Lake Park.
Yes, it's a huge park, as you can see behind us. That's the lower reservoir. So what kind of amenities do we have available here for the public at the reservoir?
There's a walking trail here, about a 1 mile trail, as well as a number of shelters and playgrounds. There's a premier disc golf course. It's one of the largest in the state, especially between Cleveland and Toledo, the Great Heron Disc Golf Course.
I'm not much of a golfer, so
I haven't tried it.
but I've seen a lot of people out, and I've heard that people really like this course a lot. So that's kind of a gem we have.
Yeah, it's very popular, and the NADGA, the Norwalk Area Disc Golf Association, does a great job of running several tournaments and a Monday night league, and of course there's golfers out here throughout the day, every day of the week.
So there's an upcoming event for that. What other upcoming events do we have at this location?
There's a triathlon here. The 11th annual Maple City Triathlon will be August 5th. There's a couple events in July. The Maple City, the Bassmasters Fishing Derby. The annual Fishing Derby will be here, sponsored by the Maple City Bassers. There's also a disc golf Fire in the Sky event that same night on July 8th. So there's two events the same day.
Going back to the Fishing Derby, do people still have time to sign up for that?
No one signs up for the Fishing Derby. They show up.
Okay.
If they're over 12, under 12, they have to have a parent here to be with them. But it's free fishing. You don't have to have a license that day, so kids can fish with their parents throughout the park. There's a lot of prizes, and they have biggest fish prizes, and they'll give a lot of giveaways. So it's a great free community event. That's great. Usually we have 100+ kids.
So how much fishing do we actually have at the reservoir going on?
There's fishing every day. There's fishing, there's kayaking. The waters are used quite frequently. Any time of day you can come out here and find people, especially back by the fishing pier.
Of course. Now we have concerts, a string of concerts. Now Wednesday nights at 6, I believe, are free concerts through the whole summer?
Yeah, all summer long, and they're held out at Shelter 4, the big shelter in the back of the reservoir.
And I know that on Sunday, August 27th, at 6 p.m., there is a free concert by the Fireland Symphony Orchestra.
Yes.
And Carl Topolo, I'm a big fan. They put together a great series, and also I've been hearing that Emily Keener will be a feature to that concert. So that is free to the public, so just keep an eye open. That's August 27th. Sorry, that should be your plug.
Okay. No,
Here
great,
I am,
great plug. We're looking forward to that event.
There.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
So rolling into this, now we've talked about 2 different concert series that are happening. Are there future plans? I've heard from a lot of different people. I know Chris Castle's not on camera right now, but I know this is one of his favorite things, an amphitheater. Is there a future for that here?
Actually, we would love to have an amphitheater. Service Director Wen and myself, just a few days ago, were looking at several different locations out here, what would be the best to build an amphitheater. Of course, with that, it would take probably a substantial grant as well as other funding mechanisms, but there's been talk of an amphitheater for years, and I think we really can make that happen.
So how does it happen? How do we get to that point where we can conceptualize and build something?
Well, first thing is location. We had to pick a location. We had to find out where it would be suited best, what kind of costs are going to be involved. There's a couple great locations here, but utilities to those locations would be cost prohibitive. So, as people want to express their interest, we'd love to hear from the community about what they think, as well as administration and council to plug in. And then as other grants are available, we can look at NatureWorks grants. Clean Ohio Fund is another grant that we can apply for and look to build something out here and get it done.
That'd be great. Speaking of grants, recently the Parks Department was awarded a $200,000 grant from the state of Ohio. I thought it was ODNR, but it's actually...
It's SB Bill 310. It's a state Senate bill that's awarded, and they had several in this area, and we were awarded $200,000 for the construction of a splash pad.
Okay.
And we also have another $50,000 from a private donation to bring the total to $250,000 to build this splash pad at the rec center.
I know that there was a little uproar in social media about the placement. Can you discuss a little bit where it's going and why, and
Okay.
what your train of thought has been
Sure.
once you were awarded the grant?
Well, the initial reason we applied for the grant was, we're looking to add amenities to the rec center that are not going to be a big overhead and big expense. Add something the kids are going to love. In a way, also drive down our deficit a little bit. So if we can make a little bit of money and help run the rec center, it's great for the community, great for the general fund. So applied for that grant. I know there's been some uproar. There's people that would like to build it in a public park, but at this point, we're not looking to add major expenses in throughout the city, whether it's building a new playground or acquiring green space. So our intent was to add this feature to the rec center, and I think that kids are going to love it. It's something that will go well. We'll supervise it. Kids are going to have fun. There's not going to be a lot of vandalism since it's on site during operating hours. So that was the intent of applying for that grant.
So is there a future for adding something like this to other parks through the town?
Actually, yes. There's a Sewer Park uptown is a great location. I know I've talked to Chris Castle about that location, uptown area. If you've been to Cedar Point, they have a small concrete pad with the fountains spraying, and kids are running through that all the time. And I think something like that downtown would be an excellent feature. But we need to walk before we run. We have to get a couple of these projects off the ground and get them completed before we move on. So be patient with us. We've heard from the public, and we would like to add that as well in the future.
Well, that's nice to hear that we're looking at adding things, to public parks for everybody to use. Going back to the splash pad, when is that actually construction going to happen? When will it be available to the public?
There was some preliminary work done this spring with utilities and some concrete work, but now with the outdoor pool open, we're going to hold off until the fall. It'll be right behind the zero depth of the outdoor pool. So September, October construction. It'll be ready to roll and open up in June of next year when we open the pool.
2018.
2018.
It'll be here before you know it. So thank you for being with me today. We've got great events coming up. So please feel free to reach out. I know that they're great at getting back with you if you have questions about what you can use, how to rent things here at the reservoir. But what's the best way? Facebook? Do you have a website?
Facebook, Norwalk Parks and Rec, as well as our website is norwalkrec.com. And of course, call in the rec center anytime we're open. We're open quite a few hours. But we're always happy to hear from the public and answer any questions they have.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for joining us today, and we're signing off.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
I act like I know what I'm doing, but inside my mind I don't. I want them to see me for who I am, but so many people won't. I don't want to be the last one picked, but I'm always that last one. I wanna feel pretty and love myself, but could that really be done? Can I try? Wanna try? Should I stay? Should I go? If I leave, will you remember me so? Brown hair and blue eyes, a smile that's crooked, but it's always bright. The one who laughs at everything, could never make sense of anything. And find out who I am and who I'm meant to be. That perfect girl in our storybook. Well, sorry, that's not me. I don't wanna be the one who sticks out and cries almost every day. Well, how can I after all this is done, I'll be set free. Well, should I stay or should I go? If I leave, will you remember me so? Brown hair and blue eyes, a smile that's crooked, but it's always bright. The one who laughs at everything, could never make sense of anything.